June 2nd, 1781. My dearest father, I was summoned back to the Dutcher Ordenshouse upon the turn of spring's final bow. I found myself waltzing into the Archbishop's residence. After a letter arrived in the post, I am writing to you, far from my lodgings with the Webbers at Zum Augegottes. And I am now in the presence of an old friend, Herr Kleinmayren, the cook who so kindly cared for me during my employment with Colorado. The carriage ride to this part of Vienna was hell, if I'm honest. But I wouldn't have gone back to the Dutcher Ordenshouse, of course, if they, being the wretched Count Arco, had not told me you had written to them. Merely because of the letter from Count Arco saying you had requested I speak to him. I had no choice but to proceed accordingly. Still, I was walking right into the lion's den. And for what purpose, I wondered, as I had parted ways with the Archbishop back in May. It seems he still wishes to tear his nasty claws into my heart. And of course, he was not brave enough to summon me himself. Rather, he had the appalling audacity to do so through his little bird, Count Arco. We'd spoken before, Count Arco and I, as you so recall at the end of May, after the Archbishop used a lie about you, my kindest father, to lure me into a discussion about my so-called offensive behaviour. Let the record show, Papa, that I committed no such offence towards him, and that this indispensable truth of the matter, by Providence above, I swear to the Heavenly Father himself, that is the truth. Count Arco's part of this whole affair, the conversation he insisted we have, was an account of, as I stated earlier, having some urgent letter from you, Father. Yet I soon found out it was a Banbury of tale, a fabrication of reality, lies. It is, in fact, this lie which prompted me to meet the Count, when the actual reason for calling on me was revealed upon my arrival. I learned he wished for me to explain my offences again towards the Archbishop. Clearly, our first meeting in May was not to Arco's satisfaction, as it was to mine. I say, Papa, offences! Offences! It was a load of absurd rubbish in my mind. But I obliged him, if only to get Count Arco and the damned Archbishop to leave me alone. Sadly, it seems this time didn't work either. And by all accounts, he wants me to give a concert in the Archbishop's anteroom this week, June 7th. Still, I feel insulted to be asked. The gall, the absurdity of audacity. Give a concert in the court of the very annoyance who called me a knave and a scoundrel. Give a concert to the man who belittled me when I never said a single hair's breadth of cruel words in his direction. How dare he! The swine! The bastard! It makes my blood boil with intense fury. Thus, rather unfortunately, I'm here. I've returned to the Archbishop's territory, when it was the very place I desperately needed to get away from. And to be honest, those two convincing imbeciles in their holy rooms can bend over to kiss my ass once I'm done with this ridiculousness. I swear, Papa, on my honour, before the end of this endeavour, I'm finished with all manner of pompous, imbecilic archbishops, counts, and the lot of their kind forever. The crass, and arrogant and unappreciative of true art. I need for money or not, I'll never tarry in the court of religious nannies ever again. Adieu, Papa. I must tarry onto a dreadful interview with Count Arco. Faithfully, your loving son, W.A. Thank you for your company, Klein. I'm glad someone here was kind enough to greet me. My heart was sorrowful to see that Cicerelli and Brunetti were none too keen to keep a distance.
Then they're cruel boys. How could I not receive you? After you arrived in March, I took you as I would my own child. You're like a son to me, Wolfo. I'm pleased to see you again. I missed you in the kitchens with Brule and Maul. I missed the little jest you pull.
Most people are cruel, and they tend to view me as a logger-headed ninny.
Well, I do not. You were the light to us. You truly were. I'm merely sorry the circumstances which brought you back were unpleasant.
Yes. It seems Count Arco and his overlord are still displeased with me. And speaking as such, I suppose I better crack on before the Count thinks of me as little more than a ninny-braided rake, and paints me in his black books, if he hasn't already done so. Damn it! I'm a real urchin, aren't I? Providence, this won't do! Shit. Larks, take me! I'm a right scallywag!
Wolfo, calm yourself, young fellow, and look here. I've got your ribbon, and I know a thing or two about fixing one's wig. Come hither. Let's see about setting it right.
Do you want to stir the butter, my little wolf?
Yes, yes.
All right, now, not too hard. You must be gentle, my littlest one.
All done.
Oh, very well done, my little wolf. It'll make for a fine cake.
Uh-oh. Grandmama? Ah! Grandmama! Grandmama! Uh-oh. Uh-oh!
Oh, great Lord. Spare my grandson the foolishness of my son's choices. Leopold's taking him into the lion's den, and I can't talk sense into my own child.
Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh!
Uh-oh. What's wrong, my little wolf?
Booms outside are scary. And my ribbon. It fell down.
Oh, yes indeed. It's quite scary when the gods of the great fairy realm are shouting. It's all right now. You're safe with Granmama. Now let's see this ribbon of yours, however,
Why are you sad?
Because you're going on a big adventure soon, and, sadly, Granmama can't come with you.
Oh no. Why?
Because I'm quite old, you see. Europe is no place for grandmamas like me.
But why?
For rather grown-up reasons, my sweet.
No. No booms.
There, my little wolf. It's only a storm, and it'll fade.
Do you promise?
I promise.
Grandmama, why can't you come?
You have an inquisitive and curious mind, my little wolf. But for now, no matter what you see, no matter what your father says, You always have my love with you, even far away.
Huh? I love you too, Granmama, and I'm going to see you again, won't I?
Of course. Keep me in your heart, my little wolf, and one day you'll understand.
There, all finished. Now, stand up, Wolfgang. Keep your posture straight and tall. Let's see about this frock of yours. A little like so, and there we are. Neat and tidy. Let's see. Let's set a little rouge on your cheeks. Yes, let's see. Neat and tidy. You're ready, lad. Don't be anxious. I believe this interview will soar in your favor.
At least someone does. Life has been unfair, Granmama. And I wish you were here to tell me what to do. I thank you, sir, for everything. Truly.
Indeed. You're quite welcome. Now, pop to it, lad.
Yes, sir. Dearest Father, my last letter has told you that I had an interview with Count Arco. Thank God, everything passed off well. Do not be uneasy. You have nothing whatsoever to fear from the Archbishop. For Count Arco did not say one word as to my weighing the matter well, and the risk of injuring you. And when he told me that you had written to him complaining of my conduct, I interrupted him by saying, and I have not heard this from my father as well. He has written to me in such a manner, and I thought it would drive me crazy. But reflecting as I will, I find it impossible.
Herr Mozart, believe me, you allow yourself to be too easily dazzled by Vienna's praise of your feats. A man's fame here is of very short duration. While at first you'll have praise enough and make a great deal too, no doubt, how long will this last? After some months have elapsed, the Viennese will want something new. Your father merely cautions becoming too content here, too passionate.
You're right on every account, Herr Arco. But you don't suppose that I mean to settle in Vienna, do you?
Do you not? In your fury and rage against Salzburg and other places, as your father so told me, he seems to believe you mean to settle here rather permanently.
It's quite the reverse, sir. Indeed, I know where to go on account of my talent. I assure you, I have not shunned all the world, merely Salzburg, and those who reek of its stench. On the real matter, sir, this occurrence of dissatisfaction having taken place in Vienna is the fault of the Archbishop's and not mine. The fact remains, if he would have known how to conduct himself towards men of talent, it would never have happened at all.
You mean?
Of course. Allow me to further explain that, Herr Arco. I am the best-tempered fellow in the world, when people are so with me.
Yet the Archbishop sees otherwise, although at times he considers you to be a most self-sufficient young man, Mozart. Your work ethic has been in turn described by him as lazy and incompetent, and your temper, be it what it is, has caused a great deal of offence towards many as previously
And dare I
discussed.
say why he spewed these wretched things of me? I am only so towards him, just as he has behaved unseemly unto me. So do I behave unto him in the same manner? When I see that a person despises me and treats me with contempt, as the Archbishop has done so with me, I can be as proud as any poppycock. And
Herr Mozart, are you aware that even I am obliged to swallow disagreeable words from time to time?
I imagine you must.
Well, I take such words in stride, young man, because it is not always proper for us to raise our tongues laced with fire against those who speak ill of us. We must on occasion turn the other cheek and be the better man. If you have any thought of religion, you will know it is so.
Religious or not, I conclude you have, no doubt, your own reasons for submitting such a thing, but I have also mine for refusing
Among
to do so.
other things, Papa, he asked me whether I was not aware that he was himself often obliged to swallow very disagreeable words. I shrugged my shoulders. All the rest you know from my last letter. Do not doubt, dearest father, that it is all for the best for me, and therefore for also you. The Viennese are certainly a fickle race, but only at the theatre, and my phrase of art is much liked here. But I feel I'm on a sure basis. This is certainly the pianoforte land, but even supposing they were to tire of me, it would certainly not be the case for some years at all events. By that time, I should have gained both renown and money. There are many other places, and who can tell what opportunities may occur before then? Also, I have already spoken to Herr Zetti, who will be the bearer to you of a small sum. You must be satisfied with a little money this time, for I cannot send you more than 30 ducats. If I could have foreseen this event, I would have accepted the pupils formerly offered to me, but at that time I thought I was to leave Vienna in a week, and now they are all in the country. The portrait shall follow. Faithfully, your loving son, W.A. Mozart. Dearest Papa, a pretty business Count Arco has made of it, Papa. So this is the way to persuade me to follow his advice. To refuse to present a memorial through inborn stupidity. Not to venture to say one word to his master from want of spirit and love of Judaism. To keep me in suspense for a week's time, and at last compel me to present the memorial myself. And instead of at least giving me free access to the prince, to turn me out of the doors with a kick. Aye, such then is Count Arco, who, according to your last letter, has my interests so much at heart. Such is the court I serve, when I arrive with a written document to present, instead of my wish being facilitated, I am maltreated. Allow me to recall to you the appalling scene which took place in the anteroom.
Herr Mozart, we haven't the time for you. There is much to discuss with his lordship today, and you are not on our list of priorities.
But I am, your graces. For I have here a petition to be formally dismissed. And I implore of you both to read it and accept my terms.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, this is unacceptable.
Unacceptable? By what logic, sir?
By every logic, your demands for this dismissal are utterly ridiculous and preposterous.
Ridiculous? If anything is so inherently ridiculous, it's the pitiful nature of dragging out this affair. We've had enough discussions on this matter to make even the strongest horse drop dead.
Quell your tongue! I'm warning you, young man.
I will speak the truth. Now, it's quite clear that I am finished, and have been finished, as a servant in this court for some months. And I sincerely do not understand why you continue to call upon me, You accepted my resignation the day of. Why not simply accept my terms of my formal dismissal and be done with this? I have 3 memorials there, sir, and I wish for you to heed them.
You demand 1,200 ducats, then act with an air of impertinence. And do you think such insolence will get you anywhere? You're nothing more than a blasted, foolhardy child, and I wish for you to get out.
No, I shan't! Not until you've accepted this.
Arco, for heaven's mercy, get rid of this knave. If he cannot act like a respectable man, then throw him out like the spoiled scoundrel he is.
No! No, please! Just accept it!
Wolfgang, go, or you will force my hand.
I refuse.
Wolfgang, go.
I refuse!
Then you leave me no choice, young man. Damn it! Help me, you fools!
You two! Get rid of this saucy fellow!
Let go of me! Let go of me! Let go of me! Ah! 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 Let me! You're hurting me! Let go of me! Stop it! Stop it, please! You're hurting me! Let me go! Please, please, Your Grace, don't do this! Please, please, Your Grace!
I'm sorry, Herr Mozart, but you brought this upon yourself.
You pious shite! I won't forget this! Just you wait until my papa hears about your actions towards me! You'll be sorry! Mark my words!
Of course there was nothing to be done, Papa. But to be gone with all speed, not wishing to show disrespect for the prince's apartments, though Arco had not scrupled to do so. I have written 3 different memorials, and which I 5 times endeavoured to present. Each time they have been refused. I have carefully preserved them, and whoever wishes to read them may do so to convince himself that they do not contain anything at all offensive. At last, I'm receiving back my memorial from Herr von Kleinmayren in the evening, for I am writing in his office, and the Archbishop's departure being fixed for the following day, I was perfectly frantic with rage. I could not possibly allow him to set off thus, and as I was told by Arco, at least so he assured me, that the prince knew nothing of it. I felt how angry the Archbishop had been with me for being so long here, and then, at the last moment, coming with such a document. I therefore wrote another, in which I mentioned that it was now 5 weeks since I had prepared a similar paper, but finding myself, why I did not know, always put off. I was now forced to present it myself, though at the very last moment the memorial procured me for my discharge in the most unpleasant way, which I have above described. And who knows whether it was not done by the command of the Archbishop himself? Herr von Kleinmayren, if he still wishes to maintain the character of an honest man, and also the Archbishop's servants can testify that his commands were fulfilled. I need forward no petition. The thing is at an end. I shall write no more on the subject. And if the Archbishop wishes to offer me 1,200 florins of salary, I would never serve him again after such treatment. How easily I might have been persuaded to remain by kindness, but not by insolence and violence. I sent a message to Count Arco that I would have nothing to say to him because he spoke so harshly, behaving to me as if I had been a rogue, which he had no right to do so. And by heavens, as I already wrote to you, I never would have gone near him if he had not sent me a message that he had a letter from you. But it is the last time. What is it to him if I wish to get my discharge? And if he had already been disposed to do me a good turn, he ought to have reasoned quietly with me and allowed the offer to take its course, but not to bandy such words as clown and saucy fellow and turn me out of the room with a kick. But I forget that it was probably by archiepiscopal command. I shall now, very briefly, reply to your letter, for I am sick of the whole affair, that I never wish to hear a word more about it. As for the original course of my leaving, which you know well, no father could possibly be displeased with his son for what I did. On the contrary, he must have been so had I acted otherwise. Moreover, you are well aware that even without any particular cause, I had every inclination to leave. You cannot be in earnest, so I conclude to dissemble your real statements on account of the court. But I beg you, my dear father, to not be too obsequious, for the Archbishop can do you no harm. But I let him do his worst. I almost wished he would do worse, for this would be a scandal, a fresh scandal, which would be his finishing stroke in the Emperor's emancipation, who, at this moment, not only does not like him, but positively hates him. If you were to come to Vienna, after such conduct towards you, and relate the story to the Emperor, you would, at all events, receive from him the same salary you have now. For in such cases, the Emperor is to be admired. In turn, your comparing me to Madame Lang, Aloysia, causes me much surprise, and made me feel sad all day. This girl was a burden to her parents, when she could as yet earn nothing. Scarcely had the time arrived when she could show her gratitude to her parents, and her father died before she could make anything happen. When she deserted her poor mother, became attached to an actor, married him, and the mother never received a farthing from her. God knows my only aim is to assist you and us all. Must I repeat it 100 times that I can be of more use to you in Vienna than in Salzburg? I do beg, my dear good father, that you will spare me such letters in the future. I conjure you to do so, for they only serve to irritate my mind and disturb my heart and spirit. And, as I am now constantly occupied in composing, I require both a cheerful mind and a heart at rest. Fearfully, your ever dutiful son, W.A. Mozart. Vienna, June the 13th, 1781. My kindest of all fathers, how gladly would I still further sacrifice my best years to you, in a place where I am so badly paid. If that were the only evil, but to be badly paid and scoffed at into the bargain is really rather too much. For the Archbishop's concert, I wrote a sonata for myself, a rondeau for Brunelli, and one for Cicerelli. I played at each of the concerts twice, and the last time, when all was over, I played variations for a whole hour. The Archbishop gave me the thema, which such universal applause, that if the Archbishop had any vestige of kind feeling, he certainly must have been gratified, whereas instead of expressing, or not expressing, if he thought fit, his satisfaction and pleasure, he treats me like a scamp, tells me to my face to take myself off. For that, he could get 100 to serve him better than I. And why? Because I could not set off the very day he wished. I was obliged to leave his house, to live at my own expense, and not even be at a library to delay my journey, till my means admitted of travelling. Besides, I was not requested in Salzburg, and the whole difference was only 2 days. The Archbishop twice said the most insulting things to me, and I never said a word to him in return. Nay, more, I played for him with the same zeal and assiduity as if nothing had occurred, and instead of acknowledging my exertions and my endeavours to please him, the very moment when I might have expected very different conduct, he behaves to me for the 3rd time in the most revolting manner imaginable. Still, to act as if it were even the last appearance of wrong on my part, they act as if resolved to get rid of me by force. Well, they do not want me. This is exactly what I want. Instead of Count Arco taking my memorial, or procuring me an audience, or advising me to forward the document afterwards, or persuading me to leave the matter as it was, and to reflect upon it, whatever he chose, he sends me off with a kick. I think it was a pretty broad hint that Salzburg was no longer a place for me, except to give me some favourable opportunity to return Count Arco's kick with interest, even should I meet him in the public street. I should not demand any satisfaction for such an insult from the Archbishop. He cannot procure it for me, as well as I can for myself, but I intend to write to the Count, to tell him what he may confidently expect as soon as fortune favours me, by allowing me to meet him, wherever it may be, if not in a place that I am bound to respect. Do not be uneasy, dear father, about the state of my soul. I am a feeble young man like others, but I can safely say that I wish all were as little so as myself, yet perhaps believe things of me which I am not guilty of. My chief fault is that I sometimes act apparently as I ought not to act. It is not true that I boasted of eating meat on fast days, but I did say that I cared little about it, and considered it no sin, for by fasting I understand short allowance, and eating less than usual. I attend Mass every Sunday, and every festival, and on weekdays also, when I can. And you know, dear father, that is such the case. Faithfully, your loving son, W.A.
Wolfie! 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 Are you busy?
Nay. Can I be of assistance, Stancy?
Heavens no. Only Sophia and I are off to walk, and I know you've had an exhausting few days, however. Would you like to take the air with Sophia and I?
A walk? Certainly. I'll be with you shortly.
Yay! I'm happy you're coming with us, Wolfie.
Indeed, little Sophie. I'm happy to be with you too. It's good to be home. Shall we promenade onward?
Indeed we shall.
From one man in 1,000 agitated cases, the shores of the west discovered famous reconcave from the powerful Basilian capital, from the son of the thunder named. That the tame beast tasted to the wild beast, the valor I will sing in verse fate, for I only know a hero who is strong. Did you like it?
It was an excellent performance of vocal diction, Wolfie. A jolly good job indeed. I'm quite impressed.
So you liked it, truly? I'm glad beyond measure. I love a good story like this. Pirates. Swashbucklers. Avast, ya yellow-bellied dogs!
Ho there, Captain Mozart! I spot the enemy ahead!
Ah!
Yeah!
So you...
Yeah!
Arr! Aye. There'll be dead men tonight, Private Webber. Ready the cannons and mark my words. Dead men, town of tales. Who's a pretty boy, then? Who's a pretty boy? Who's a pretty boy? Who's a pretty boy? Shiver me timbers, shiver me timbers. Who's a pretty boy? Who's a pretty boy? Shiver me timbers. Pretty boy, pretty boy. Pretty lady, pretty lady. Pretty lady, pretty lady. Quack, quack. Pretty boy, pretty lady. Quack, quack. Pretty bird, pretty quack, quack. Walk up front, you scurvy dogs.
I'm quite happy to see you glad. You've been quite grumpy as of late.
Hey, stop it! I have not!
Yes, you were. You were very, very grumpy.
Perhaps it's not so bad to be a little grumpy. Sometimes.
Wolfie! Constanze, we've been invited to a ball! A grand summer ball hosted by the Emperor! Yay!
Heaven spare me! Are we really invited to such an affair?
To the esteemed citizens and nobility of Vienna, let us all gather within the palace's court's grand ballroom with disregard to class or social hierarchy and celebrate the final hurrah of spring falling into a beautiful blooming summer with a masquerade ball this coming June 20th through the 25th. This has been decreed as an act in celebration and recognition of the approaching summertime carnival season. I implore you, my dear citizens, to don your best costumes and pursue an evening of wine, punch, decadence, and cheerful splendor. Signed, His Royal Majesty, Kaiser Joseph II. Wolfie, this could be an opportunity.
I don't quite understand your meaning, Stanzi. What kind of opportunity? I mean, I enjoy a social dance as the next beau, but,
Present yourself to the Emperor, of course. You've been in his court before, haven't you?
Well, I was there very briefly, yes, back in March. That's where I met that pompous Italian Salieri. He's a competitive little horse-apple, I'll tell you that much. I bet he's going to be there too.
Never mind this Salieri. This is the perfect moment to get back at that Archbishop, Wolfie. Present yourself to the Emperor and gain permanent employment in his court. Not just the occasional commission from His Majesty, but full-time work. Surely that, in conjunction of your connection to Countess Thun, will ruffle the feathers of your former employer.
Stanzi, your brain is incomparable, and I adore you so. Stanzi, Sophia, we all need rather exotic dress to appear before the Emperor. This is a masquerade ball, after all, isn't it? I request a Harley Quinn outfit, and you two shall be my jester fairy princesses. We must get to work fast. I'll provide the funds for materials from the tailor. Now, shall we go and procure them?
Indeed, let's. Come along, Sophia. We have work to accomplish.
Yay! Let's prepare for the ball.
Wolfie, you are truly handsome.
And so are you, my beautiful swan. I truly have you, my Stancy Wansy, my dearest princess, to thank for such a wonderful costume. Come, come, my princess. Let us waltz the night away. Come. You will you give me the honor of a dance, my princess?
What?
It's you. I've been searching for you. Will you do this poor jester the honor of dancing with a princess of your caliber? One that is kind, elegant, and beautiful in heart and spirit beyond all measure.
The honour is all mine, O noble jester. And poor or not, lead us in this dance with your spirit bright as the sun itself, and never let your courage falter. You will persevere and come to your next step, for a heart of courage is worth more than gold.
Aye, Fraulein. Thank you. And I shall not falter, not of your grace by my side.